Hi, I'm CJ, the student minister here at First Christian Church, and this is Truth Tuesday. Ever since I was a kid, I have heard the story of the parable of the sower. Maybe you've heard it before. Jesus told this to his disciples. He said there was a man that went out and sowed seed, and some of the seed fell along the path, and some of the seed fell along thorns, but some of the seed fell on good soil. And the seed that fell on good soil grew up and produced 100-fold of what was originally sown. And I realized as a kid that this represented spiritual growth and people coming to know Christ. And I knew that I wanted to be one of the seeds that fell on the good soil. I wanted to grow spiritually, and I wanted to be that person that produced 100-fold of what was poured into my life. And so that begs the question, how do we grow spiritually? Part of our problem is that we see where we want to be spiritually, and we say, I need to be all the way here. And so what we do is we take a step back, and we gear up, and we run, and we try to take as big of a leap as possible to get to that spot immediately. But I don't think God ever intended for spiritual growth to be immediate. I think he was very intentional when he compared it to the sowing of seeds. Because the sowing of seeds and the production of fruit is a very gradual process. It happens over time. And there's a lot of steps that go into that. A lot of nutrients poured into that life. And it's the same with us when we grow spiritually. I think a lot of times we feel like we have to grow up immediately. And the truth is, the spiritual growth happens when we take that next step. When we do the next thing that God is calling us to do. When we feel that nudging on our hearts and God says, there's something that needs to change here. That we say, okay, I can take a step in that direction. And before too long, you take another step. And then another step. And before long, you look back to where you were and you see how far you've come. Not because you took a giant leap immediately, but because day by day by day by day, you said, God, I'm going to take the next step. I don't know what that step is for you right now. It's going to be different for every single person that's watching this video. But I'm confident that there's a nudging inside of you that says, this is where I want you to go. And that's the Holy Spirit speaking to your heart. And that's God saying, I want you to grow. Let's take a step together. And so I want to encourage you, whatever you feel that nudging to be inside of you, this week, take a step in that direction. Follow that nudging where God leads. It may seem small, but a whole bunch of small steps make a pretty huge difference in our spiritual growth. And so I want to encourage you this week. If you want to grow spiritually, start today and take it one step at a time.